So within this game's universe, we've established that the Reaver can change history, to a certain extent. Kain knows this because when he was young, he changed history by using the Reaver. He slew William the Just before he became better known as William the Just a Dick, and in so doing, he got all the vampires killed. But this raises the question, when did Kain develop his plan to save Nosgoth? And was it always a plan to save Nosgoth? I suspect that Kain actually arrived at what he's been doing by first looking up how it is that he was finally going to die. Averting his own death was the first step, then screwing up all time forever was the second step. For all his talk about flipping a coin until it lands on its edge, he probably didn't really realize what he was doing. At least not with any clarity. And obviously there wasn't any timeline that Kain could look at that showed Nosgoth getting better. That meant there wasn't really any reason for Kain to believe that saving both himself and Raziel would make a significant difference. So that's why I think that Kain's whole plan was based on a hunch, but primarily revolves around saving his own butt. After all, you'd have to love your own butt to wear pants like his. But anyway, let's get back to our game.
Hello everyone, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray. And it is I who upholds the most sensible of love for Kain's booty. Yes.
That's Peyton.
Now how do you figure you have the most sensible appreciation for Kain's butt? I mean, we all get to stare at it quite a lot for this game. Because your appreciation is muddled by physical desires. Yes. My appreciation is objective. How dare you presume to know my motives? I can objectify Kain's butt just as well as you.
Man, all these poor guys were all lined up in formation before you came out here. They were like, okay, ready? 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 Oh god, he's got telekinetic powers.
We keep teaching them this lesson, yes. It is not our fault if they refuse to learn. Well, it's not like we leave survivors. But maybe these guys are just a little bit like Superman criminals. You know, Superman shows up and they shoot him in the chest with the gun and they're always surprised that it doesn't work.
They've got to try. All they have is the gun. Maybe one of these days they'll get lucky and they'll shoot Superman in the solar plex. They'll wind him, you know, and they can run away.
I am just now noticing how huge this place is. Yes. Look around in the background, see how much stuff there is. Kind of amazing considering that most of this place is just empty hallways. I don't think we've seen a single dorm room or anything.
Speaking of rooms, is there no door to get into this place? Like, the ability to operate that drawbridge is just never available?
Well, they have sorcerers who can teleport, so maybe that's how they open that bridge? Well, it is open permanently now. Okay, now wait a minute. You remove the log and the bridge falls down and explodes. How are you supposed to lower that thing safely?
Well, I'm sure that smacking the bridge mechanisms with the vampire's most powerful and venerated weapon was against the manual.
It's probably not also how the vampires expected the Reaver to be used. But no, seriously, that log was keeping the bridge from going down. You remove the log and it just freewheels out of control. I bet that unsafe bridge mechanism has killed more Sarafans than Kain. Yes. Well, apparently the entire force of the falling bridge is transferred to the wheel. It would mangle whoever was trying to operate it.
Well, maybe we didn't engage the locking mechanism that makes it safe to use.
Okay, yes. I am trying to throw this man off the side of the bridge, but every time I move, the camera changes. Yes. I would swear in this game the camera is working for Moebius. I mean, Soul Reaver 2 wasn't perfect, but at least you could see what was directly in front of you.
Well, like we've mentioned before, at least the camera focuses on some rather scenic vistas.
Oh sure, it's cinematic, but what a pain in the butt as far as gameplay goes sometimes. At least the combat is fun and fluid, yes, and they fixed up the telekinesis. When you don't like someone, you just tap the button and Kain projectiles them in the face. Yes. Wait. Yes. What is this sorcery? You become immune to Kain's attacks. Oh no, Peyton, you just got a taste of your own medicine. Thrown off into the water below. No! Yes, Kain will teach them. Kain becomes bats. These sorcerers think they can cheat Kain. Well, Kain will teach them the meaning of cheating.
You should never have destroyed that guardrail, Peyton. You would have been fine if you'd kept it. Remember, when violently killing your enemies, safety first.
The Sarafan ought to buy some of those little plastic things you put on the corner of your coffee tables when you have kids. That way they wouldn't bang their head so hard on stuff when Kain slams them around.
They should also get those plastic coverings on all their furniture, so that way when Kain kills them, they don't get bloodstains all over their chairs.
Well, they don't have to do that. It looks like all their furniture is made out of stone, so pretty easy to clean as it is. Here Kain discovered another shard of the balance emblem. Yes, it was the shard of fire, and made the Reaver fire. Also, Kain could now shoot telekinetic fire. Yes. Wait, fire? Is that an element of balance? Fire? Setting things on fire?
Well, fire is technically just energy, and if you think about it, you know, there's energy balancing equations, so yeah, you've got to balance energy.
You think they're basing this on thermodynamics? Because if that's the case, they're gonna need, like, pressure emblems and temperature emblems and stuff.
Soon Kain's inventory will appear as an engineering textbook.
Yes. I kinda doubt that we're gonna see an air saturation emblem. Maybe they're based on the pillars. There's supposed to be a balance guardian, we got that one. There's a conflict guardian, a death guardian, a dimension guardian, energy guardian, that might be fire, mind guardian, nature guardian, states guardian, and time guardian. States guardian could also be fire.
So it doesn't look like your fire emblem is really setting any fires. Gotta say, pretty disappointing.
Yeah, well, historically speaking, the elements haven't been used very much in this series to do anything besides unlocking doors. It's kinda par for the course.
On the bright side, at least you can use them for combat if you power them up enough.
Oh no, that's true. I remember in Soul Reaver 2, Raziel would get the power of the elements, and he would always make a big deal about how he could open the doors. And now, with the power of the Light Reaver, I could open the door. And now, with the power of the Fire Reaver, I could open the door!
Only him. It was his destiny, only he could open those doors.
If you combined all the elements, you could summon Captain Planet to open the doors for you.
Yes. Imagine Captain Planet's surprise to be summoned by Raziel. By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Oh gosh, you are a cranky-looking little blue zombie guy. Did the nuclear apocalypse finally happen? I knew it was gonna happen. Pollution did this, didn't it? Tell me, where did you get polluted like this?
Which one of the Planeteers are you? You're really short. Is it Mati? Is this Mati? No, you're the monkey, aren't you? You got exposed to radioactivity, and you hyper-evolved into a blue-winged skeleton. Oh no, it's just what I imagined the nuclear apocalypse would be like. You know, Kain, the door was unlocked. You could use the handle, you don't have to leave a foot stain on every door you pass through. Oh, damn it.
Yes.
Kain is king of Nosgoth. He enters this room as he pleases.
Now beg Kain for your forgiveness. Yes.
Kain, you delusional prick. You and I both know that your threats are meaningless. I've got a long run ahead of me.
So you do. And now, so does Kain. Obey me, Moebius.
For every night I will sneak into your bedroom as you slumber, and I will poke you in the ear with a sharp stick.
Always easy to joke for you as your selfish ambition throws our entire world into disarray.
Kain is not joking. Yes? Use your future sights, Oracle. Do you see a potential timeline where Kain does this thing?
Oh god. I knew you were petty, but that's just above and beyond.
Kain's time is infinite, but his patience wanes thin.
You think your time is infinite? I can still see shreds of the future, and let me tell you, your time is anything but. Raziel will return, and when you find him, he will still kill you. You think that somewhere along these lines you will rise up as the Balance Guardian and balance Nosgoth again. But your role is corrupt. You cannot balance Nosgoth. It is not something you are capable of doing.
The pillars were made and belong to the vampires, Moebius. I am their protector. Yes. Our destinies have changed and Kain will assume his role.
The vampires are dead, Kain.
Because you killed them.
Because they killed themselves. You and your kind are not vampires, Kain. You are a facsimile made in their image, and an imperfect facsimile at that.
Kain is the heritage of a legacy that you fail to uphold or appreciate. Now tell Kain, where is Raziel? Yes.
In the Spectral Realm. He's being detained. When he escapes is a matter of possibility.
Then Kain will go to this Spectral Realm.
Where is it? Yes.
It's the spirit world. You have to die, you idiot.
Then Kain will not go.
Well, you should. And that time's not far off now. You've caused a few catastrophic changes to the timeline, but you've only bought yourself a few weeks at best.
Well then, perhaps Kain will use his short time wisely to torment Moebius. Yes.
You could, and die more ignorant than all other possible Kains. Or you could travel to the Pillars and do reasonable research on this heritage you're so fond of. I don't expect it to sway your opinion, but at least you'll die knowing what you destroyed Nosgoth for.
Man, I wish I could dramatically teleport away from arguments like that. You get the last word in and then poof, gone.
Do you think the rest of the circle does that? Maybe they abuse it.
So Moebius believed that somewhere around the pillars there was wisdom that Kain lacked. Kain had made his throne upon those pillars, yes. But perhaps Kain had plundered his own resource of knowledge in this era.
I bet there is secret items over here. No, there is nothing. Okay, Kain, into bats. Away!
Do bats have natural predators? Trapped in the spirit world, there wasn't much that I could do aside from haunting this location. In time, I might find myself forced to follow the will of the Elder Squid, unless I could find my own way out.
So about bats having natural predators, yes, they do. They're eaten by owls, eagles, hawks, falcons, raccoons, cats, and snakes.
Okay, wait. You're saying that when Kain transforms into a swarm of bats, one of the things that is dangerous to him is raccoons.
Well, kinda. I mean, he's a whole swarm of bats, so it's not like one raccoon is gonna eat a whole swarm of bats.
No, but just think, he's traveling long distances, his bats are being caught by owls and hawks and stuff, and then he lands, and as he's reforming, a raccoon jumps out of the bushes and runs off with one of the bats. I wonder if that hurts Kain, yes.
Or if a small part of Kain's consciousness experiences death.
Well, I'm sure it hurts his pride. He probably doesn't own up to it very often. I bet the Sarafan would be really sad if they found out. All of them in their own base, they couldn't stop Kain, but a bunch of raccoons, man, those got him.
This raccoon weakness sounds worse than the alligator weakness we theorized in Soul Reaver 2. Yes.
Well, not more deadly, but definitely a lot more persistent. They're probably like mosquitoes to Kain, really annoying, but not dangerous.
I wonder, if vampires progressed in technology, would they come up with an owl spray? Like we have mosquito spray.
Well, I don't think you can spray for owls. Maybe you can make all your bats wear, little spiky outfits, so they'd be like flying hedgehogs. Do owls eat hedgehogs? These doors bore the vampiric symbols for light and darkness.
Oh god, not this again. We must find the powers of light and darkness so that we can open the doors!
Yes, it's just relentless with these elements of door opening. Open the yellow door, open the purple door.
It's destiny. Opening those doors is Raziel's destiny.
He's supposed to be making his own destiny now. Just stack up some rocks and climb over the wall.
Now what kind of pedestrian problem-solving method is that? It was not preordained that Raziel would stack up some rocks and climb over the wall.
Pushing around blocks made out of stone is basically all Raziel did in the first game.
Raziel has moved beyond that now. He's got the Soul Reaver. He has the magical means to make keys once he finds the forge and activates the Reaver.
Speaking of, we already activated some forges, so in theory we should have these elements already. There was some kind of explanation the developers gave from this when they were asked in a Q&A, but I don't remember what it was.
Probably something along the lines of, we wanted there to be progression so you don't start with all your tools right away, yes?
Well, yes, there was that, but there was also some kind of story explanation, like Raziel had lost his powers over time when he was trapped with the Elder Squid.
What would cause that, though? He should be able to find another font.
Well, I guess, I don't know. I mean, we don't really know how Raziel got the powers in the first place. We just stuck the sword in a tube, and when he pulled it out, it had light powers. Maybe it's like a car battery, You buy a brand new car battery, but if you leave it out in the cold for 100 years, the battery dies.
This game makes it to where you can switch between Reavers at will, doesn't it?
Yes. So it is a different process this time around.
This is an absurdly large graveyard. How many people could you bury in this much ground? Yes.
Probably thousands. Unless it's some kind of giant graveyard owned by a rich person. Like a king or something. In which case, only one.
I do not recall. Yes. Could these Shadowmans always come to the Spectral Realm?
Yeah, apparently. You wouldn't have noticed in Soul Reaver 2 necessarily, but I guess that they did. Shades are supposed to be the remnants of human souls that have been partially devoured.
Well, how come we can't rest of the way devour them then? Yes.
Because that's gross. Do you want to eat after a bunch of sloths? They're so insanitary. One of these coffins had been broken open, and the corpse was laying out on the floor. A strange purple gas emanated from the body. It smelled faintly of baked bread and paint thinner, which was especially unusual because normally there was no sense of smell in the Spectral Realm. Still, baked bread seemed like a good sign. The paint thinner, I don't know. Okay, so hold Spectral Shift and Action button. Well, we're on the PC. What is the Spectral Shift button? Found it! It was the 5 key. 'Cause, of course it would be the 5 key. I mean, 5 is like a spiritual number, probably. I projected my soul into that corpse. It wasn't something I normally would have tried, but as quickly as it was done, I was once again in the living world. It took a bit of struggle to regain my normal shape, but now that I had this option, I could go about screwing up whatever it is the Elder Squid wanted me not to screw up. Alright, Raziel is free on the world again, but here looks like a good place to stop for now. Thanks for playing with us, everybody.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another thing where I talk about things. Today we're going to talk more about role-playing games. I had something in the comments last